welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a review on the Wet n Wild X Peanuts collection. If you do want to see a review and a demo, then please keep watching. As a huge favor, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and comment anything down below. I greatly appreciate it. I read all the comments and I'll do my best to reply back. I purchased a couple of items from this collection. I picked up the sponge case plus the makeup sponges. I also picked up one nail polish, a set of nail stickers. I also picked up 2 lip glosses and both lipstick shades. I also picked up the face palette and the eyeshadow palette. This collection is also available at Walmart and Wet n Wild online. I wanted to purchase the PR box for $69, but it didn't include everything I wanted. Inside of the PR box, I'll zoom in so you can see what I'm talking about. You get a set of nail files, you get the eyeshadow palette, you get an eyelash curler, a set of nail stickers, 1 lip gloss, 1 red lipstick, the sponge case and the sponges, an eyeliner, a tweezer, and then the face palette. I wanted all of the lip products in this collection. Sadly, the PR box didn't include all 4 of the lip products that I was looking for, so that's why I purchased everything individually. We're first gonna start off with the makeup sponge set. I purchased this at Walmart because I wanted the makeup case and both sponges. On Ulta's website, they didn't have this duo available. This retails for $12.84. I do want to read a little bit about this item on Walmart's website. Snoopy's iconic red doghouse is now a sponge case spacious enough to carry 2 sponges on the go, and those sponges are also included in this festive bundle. The innovative ventilated design allows sponges to dry fully in a clean environment. The super absorbent makeup sponges make blending a breeze in both wide and close-up areas. Here's a closer look on what the packaging looks like. It comes with the red doghouse and then 2 makeup sponges. I love the design on the packaging. Up at the top, there's nothing printed. On the side of the packaging, it's clear. On this side of the packaging, it says Peanuts X Wet n Wild. On the back, you have a little description and it states it was made in China. How cute is the case? It's made out of silicone. It feels really nice and soft. In the center, it says Snoopy, and then on the back, it says Peanuts X Wet n Wild. Here's what the inside looks like. You have the little ventilation for your sponges, and then here's what the inside of the roof looks like. You can just put both of your sponges inside and then just top it off. Here's what the first makeup sponge looks like. You have the little Snoopy on it. And then here's what the back looks like. Here's what the concealer sponge looks like. Adorable. I'm gonna wet these sponges and I'll be right back. Here's what the makeup sponges look like after I dampen them. They feel very nice and soft. We're first gonna start off with the makeup sponge. I already primed and moisturized my skin. For moisturizer, I went in with my Belif True Cream Aqua Bomb, and then for primer, I applied the Cali Ray So Blown Primer. For foundation, I'm gonna be using the Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation. This is in the shade Toasty Toffee. I'm gonna give this a good little shake, and then I'll apply this all over. Let's see how the makeup sponge blends out the foundation. Here's what the foundation looks like blended out using the makeup sponge. The makeup sponge did absorb a lot of product. That's typical with makeup sponges. Now let's see how the concealer sponge performs. For concealer, I'm going to be applying the Anastasia Beverly Hills Magic Touch Concealer. This is in the shade number 17. I'm going to apply a little bit. This shade is a little bit dark, but that's fine. I'm going to lighten it up. But I just want to see how the makeup sponge blends. Here's what the concealer sponge looks like blended out. I love the way the sponge blended out the concealer. I'm gonna finish my makeup off camera and I'll be right back to try out the rest of the products. We're first gonna be starting off with the face quad. This is called the Peanuts The Gift of Giving Face Quad. This retails for $10.99. I do wanna read a little bit about this palette on Ulta's website. Give yourself the best gift of all. The ultimate face palette that gives you everything you need to achieve your best style. Wet n Wild's Peanuts The Gift of Giving Face Quad includes 2 highlighters and 2 blushes in festive colors inspired by the classic cartoon Peanuts. I love the design on the packaging. It comes with a golden shimmer highlight and then an icy highlight and then these 2 blushes. On the back, you have a little description. Underneath that, you have the shade names, and then you have the ingredients listed, and this was made in Mexico. On top of the packaging, there's nothing printed. It does state it's limited edition. On the bottom, there's nothing there. Same thing on the side of the packaging, there's nothing. And on this side, there's nothing. I love the cute imprints. They are adorable. The first highlighter shade is called It's Golden Retrievers. Ooh, this is so soft in the pan. It's a champagne goldeny shade that's so pretty. The formula feels a little bit chalky. The next highlighter shade is called Icy Glow. It's more of a sheen. Let me dip back in. I guess that's a little bit better. Here's what the shade in Icy Glow looks like. The first blush shade in the palette is called Christmas Cookie. I'm excited to see what that looks like applied on the cheeks. Blush shade is called Smack. Here's what everything looks like in the face quad. So here we have both highlighters and the two blushes. I'm not impressed by the swatches. I expected a bit more from Wet n Wild, to be honest. Taking a clean blush brush, I'm gonna dip into the shade in Christmas Cookie. I'm getting a little bit of fallout in the pan. Here's what the blush shade in Christmas Cookie looks like. This shade is gorgeous. Taking a clean blush brush, I'm gonna dip into the blush shade in Smack. Again, I'm getting a tiny bit of kick up in the pan. Here's what the blush shade in Smack looks like. This shade is gorgeous as well. Now let's see what the highlighter shade in It's Golden Retrievers looks like. Again, I'm getting a little bit of kick up in the pan. Here's what the highlighter shade in It's Golden Retrievers looks like. I'm not a highlighter person. I don't like how highlighter enhances my texture, but I like this shade. Let's see what the highlighter shade in Icy Glow looks like. Again, I'm getting a tiny bit of fallout in the pan. Here's what the highlighter shade in Icy Glow looks like. I'm not sure if my camera is picking it up, but I can see the chunky glitter specks. I loved both blush shades in this face quad. It's wearable, great for every day. The highlighters are not my favorite. I wish they would have sold the blush shade separately. Now let's move on to the lip products. We're first going to start off with the lip glosses, then we'll move on to the lipsticks. I purchased both lip gloss shades on Walmart's website. I purchased them for $4.98. I do want to read a little bit about these lip glosses on Walmart's website. Get ready to stand under the mistletoe with these very merry lip glosses, featuring your favorite characters from Peanuts. These sleek glosses provide vibrant color with a high shine finish that glides on in a single swipe. Formulated with antioxidant-rich vitamin E and peppermint oil, this holiday lip gloss makes your lips look and feel better than ever before. Here's a closer look on what the packaging looks like. On the cap, it says Peanuts X Wet n Wild. Underneath that, it says limited edition, very merry lip gloss, and then you have Snoopy dressed up as Santa. On the side of the packaging, you have the shade name. This shade is called December Snowflakes. And then right across that, you have the barcode. On the other side, you have the list of ingredients. On the bottom, you have the shade name printed. This shade is called December Snowflakes. Underneath that, it states it was made in Mexico, and you get 5.5 milliliters or 0.18 fluid ounces. Here's what the doe foot applicator looks like. It's just a clear gloss with a little bit of glitter. Ooh, it has a peppermint scent. It smells very good. Here's what the shade in December Snowflakes looks like. I'm gonna press my lips together. I wanna feel the formula. I like how comfortable the formula feels on my lips, and I can't feel the glitter specks. The next lip gloss shade is called Christmas Pageant. Look how pretty this looks inside of the tube. Again, I love the design on the packaging. Same doe foot applicator. Here's what this shade looks like. Again, so pretty. And again, it has that peppermint scent. Here's what the shade in Christmas Pageant looks like. This shade is gorgeous as well. I love the purple shimmer in this gloss. Again, I'm gonna press my lips together. I can't feel any of the shimmer specks on my lips. Now let's move on to the lipstick shades. Each lipstick retails for $5.99. I do want to read a little bit about these lipsticks on Ulta's website. Get ready to stand under the mistletoe with the vibrant Peanuts Fa La 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 lipstick featuring your favorite characters from Peanuts by Wet n Wild. This ultra creamy lipstick provides velvety color that glides on in a single vibrant swipe. Here's a closer look on what the packaging looks like. Again, up at the top it says limited edition. Underneath that it says Peanuts x Wet n Wild, and then we have Snoopy down at the bottom in his little Santa suit. Again, on the bottom you have the shade name printed. Again, this shade is called Charlie Brown. Underneath that it says it was made in Mexico. You get 4.3 grams of product or 0.15 ounces. Here's how much product comes inside of the tube. Again, this shade is called Charlie Brown. Wow, that's very pigmented. Here's what the shade in Charlie Brown looks like. This shade is gorgeous. I love how pigmented it is with one swipe. I do want to do a kiss test on the back of my hand to see how much product transfers. That's a lot of product that transferred on the back of my hand. The majority of the product is still on my lips. The second lipstick shade is called Santa Snoopy. Here's what the shade in Santa Snoopy looks like. Again, it's super pigmented with one swipe, but it has a hint of shimmer. Here's what the shade in Santa Snoopy looks like. This shade is too metallic for my liking. Here's what all 4 lip products look like swatched on the back of my hand. Again, I'm going to press my lips together. I want to feel the formula. I can't feel any of the shimmer specks on my lips, which is amazing. Again, I'm going to do a kiss test on the back of my hand to see how much transfer we get. Again, that's a ton of transfer. Here's what my lips look like after the kiss test. You can see my natural lip peeking through, which I don't like. Now let's see what the eyeshadow palette looks like. This retails for $16.99 at Ulta Beauty, but on Walmart's website it retails for $15.98. I purchased mine on Ulta's website. I do want to read a little bit about this palette. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays from all your pals from Peanuts. The 15-pan hyper pigmented Merry Christmas Charlie Brown palette for eye and face by Wet n Wild helps you get vibrant looks with butter soft matte, sparkly shimmer, gleaming satin, and self-adhering multi-dimensional glitter finishes. Here's a closer look on what the palette looks like. Up at the top it says limited edition. Underneath that it says Peanuts x Wet n Wild. I love the main characters on the palette. On the back it says Peanuts x Wet n Wild. Underneath that you have the shade names listed. There is an asterisk for face pigment. It does state not for use around the eyes. Underneath that you have a little description, and then you have the ingredients listed, and this was made in China. Up at the top there's nothing printed. Same thing on the side of the packaging, there's nothing there, and on this side there's nothing. Here's what all 15 shadows look like. The first shade in the palette is called Pantophobia. It feels a little bit scratchy in the pan. The first shade in the palette is called Pantophobia. It's this beautiful purple. There aren't any descriptions. I'm just gonna swatch each shadow and then I'll blend it out. This shade is gorgeous. The second shade is called Peppermint Patty. Again, it's a little bit scratchy in the pan. Wow, that's super pigmented with one swipe. I love how that blended out. The next shade is called Need Sugar. This shade is nice and soft in the pan. I don't like how that's swatched. The second to last shade in the top row is called Aluminum Tree. I'm loving how these are swatching so far. The last shade in the top row is called First Prize. This shade is a little bit scratchy in the pan. It's very pigmented. Again, I like how that blended out. The first shade in the second row is called He He He. Again, very pigmented. Love how that blended out. The next shade is called Blockhead. This shade would be perfect as a transition shadow. Next up, we have Snoopy Kisses. I'm not a huge fan of this type of formula. It tends to fall everywhere. The second to last shade in the second row is called Christmas Queen. Again, very pigmented. Not too bad. The last shade in the second row is called Ice Skating. This shade is nice and soft in the pan. Again, I love how that blended out. The first shade in the bottom row is called Charlie Brownest. This is very soft in the pan. Here's what that shade looks like. Next up, we have Good Grief. That shade is a little bit patchy. I don't like how that shadow blended out. The next shade is called Paint It Pink. I like how vibrant that shadow is. That shade is gorgeous. The second to last shade in the palette is called Twinkling Lights. Again, I don't like formulas like this. Here's what that shade looks like. The last shade in the palette is called Again, a little bit patchy. Again, I don't like how that black matte shadow blended out. Here's what all 15 shadows look like swatched on the back of my hand. Now we're gonna create a look using this palette. Taking a clean crease brush, I'm gonna dip into the shadow in Blockhead. I'm getting a tiny bit of fallout in the pan. Apply that in my crease, going back and forth, doing windshield wiper motions. I like how that shade blended out. Doing the same thing on the other eye. Swapping my brush for a flat brush, I'm gonna dip into the shadow in Christmas Queen. Pack this in the center of my lid. I'm getting a tiny bit of fallout, but that's totally fine. Doing the same thing on this eye. Using that same brush, I'm gonna dip into the shadow in Pantophobia. Pack this on my outer V, connecting it with the shadow in Christmas Queen. I like how it's coming together. Using my finger, I'm gonna dip into the shadow in Peppermint Patty. Packing this in the center. Wow, that's gorgeous. Taking a clean flat brush, I'm going to dip into the shadow in Aluminum Tree. Apply this in the inner portion of my eye. Taking a pointed pencil brush, I'm going to dip into the shadow in Hee Hee. Apply this in my inner corner. Doing the same thing on this eye. Here's how the eyeshadow look turned out. For mascara, I'm going to apply the L'Oreal Lash Paradise. For lips, I'm going to apply the shade in Charlie Brown. I'm going to apply the lip gloss shade in December Snowflakes on top. Here's what everything looks like. I like the colors that were selected for this eyeshadow palette. I just didn't like the quality. There was a ton of fallout. I don't like this type of formula. The quality isn't there for me. It goes everywhere and gets on everything. I love this shade in Peppermint Patty. It's a gorgeous duochrome. I love the way it looks on the eyes. I will be playing with this palette a bit more and leave my final thoughts in the description box down below. Now let's see what the nail polish shade in Samora's kit looks like. They released 5 different nail polish shades. They have a white one, a yellow one, a red one, and this beautiful sparkly one. Each nail polish retails for $3.98 at Walmart. I do want to read a little bit about this nail polish on Walmart's website. Master your manicure with these ultra festive nail polishes featuring the color and style of your favorite character from Peanuts. This limited edition collection not only features fun Charlie Brown themed colors, but it's also blended with a top coat for extra shine and durability. Just one coat is all it takes for flawless nails without an ounce of effort. Here's the shade I purchased. It's this beautiful brown shade. I also picked up some nail stickers as well. Here's what the nail polish bottle looks like. It says a nice cup of hot chocolate. You get 12.8 milliliters or 0.43 fluid ounces. Here's what my nails currently look like. I'm gonna do one coat on my index finger. And then I'll apply 2 coats on my middle finger. I'll wait until my middle finger dries to apply a second coat. But here's what one coat looks like on both fingers. I'm gonna finish polishing the rest of my nails. Here's what my nails currently look like. Again, we have one coat. I'm gonna apply a second coat to my middle finger. Again, we have 2 coats, one coat, one coat, one coat. I think I'll go with this Snoopy sticker. My nails dried up pretty fast. Let's apply the nail sticker. I'll apply it on my index finger. Here's what the nail sticker looks like. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Let me know in the comments down below if you plan on picking this collection up for yourself or for a loved one. If you guys did enjoy this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please do subscribe. I will see you guys in my next video.